My name is Bob O'Reilly. I am 30 now. I'm 5'7", red hair, and in decent shape. I work in a factory on a production line on second shift and have been for 2 years. I don't have a fancy education. I graduated from high school and no college. I did spend 8 years in the army as a heavy equipment operator. I had 2 tours overseas, 1 tour in Iran and 1 tour in Afghanistan. I didn't do any fighting but did get shot at a lot. I got married to my high school sweetheart when I got out of the service 3 years ago. Story start. It was great at first, but now it is just hell. I found out my wife has been cheating on me the whole time. I have been going to school to become a truck driver. I know I have PTSD syndrome because of my time in the service, but I do go to a psychologist for it 3 times a week. I didn't feel well one night and came home early from work. I was going to unlock my apartment door and I could hear Rhonda laughing and talking to some guy. They were laughing at me and saying what a dumbass I was. I wanted to bust in and kick the both of them, but I did learn some good advice from my time in the army. Never rush in, never do anything when you are mad. I had to walk away and calm down. Here I was going to work all night, going to school during the day, and going to a psychologist 3 times a week. The next day I went and talked to my psychologist about it. I told him that I had come really close to them, but I decided I would get them back and make them regret it without me going to jail. He wanted me to start seeing him every day, but I told him that I couldn't because of school and that because of him I hadn't them. I took a week's vacation and decided I would find out who this guy was and figure out what to do. I bought 3 small spy cameras on the internet that recorded video and sound. They would activate when there was sound. Update 1. I watched my apartment to try and find out who this guy was. He was coming over every night. That shows how big of a moron I was. I found out his name was John Rich. In the next 2 days I got a new phone and new phone number. Then I found a new apartment in the next town over. I then went to my landlords to cancel my lease at the end of this month. I went to my bank and changed my savings, checking and credit cards. I canceled my auto and homeowner's insurance and went to a new company and got new insurance just for me at the new address. I called the utilities and asked them to change my account and to shut off the utilities at the end of the month at my old address. I went to my job to talk with HR and asked to change my insurance to just me. I then asked to talk to the plant manager. I went in and I explained what was happening to me. He seemed really nice and told me he had gone through a similar thing. He told me that I could be transferred to a different plant but said it would have to be a 3rd shift position. I told him that would be no problem. He didn't know that I would be quitting in 2 months so that I could start my new job as a truck driver. He asked me if I had a good lawyer yet. I told him that was going to be the next thing on my list. He gave me his wife's lawyer's name, Mrs. Jenny Kurtz, and told me that she was a real shark. I thanked him and left. I called the lawyer's office to make an appointment for the next day. I then went over to a friend's house, Pete. I asked if he could help me move. We had a beer and he said he could get a truck and some friends that could help and that he would just need to know when. I told him that it would be the end of the month. I also told him that I would buy beer and pizza for the guys that helped. He said that was great. Update 2. I had got a lot of things done in the last couple days. When I got home, Rhonda was asleep as usual. I got the videos of Ron and John F in my bed and them talking about me again and of what an idiot I am. I noticed that John uses my shower gel, shampoo, mouthwash, shaving cream. Thea took my toothbrush and stuck it in the toilet. Rhonda laughed. Oh boy, am I going FC them over. I was pissed. The next afternoon, I told Rhonda that I had some things that I had to do. I did not want to be near her or I would kick her. I had to be a great actor. I found out where Asa worked. He is a used car salesman. I went and got all new toiletries, shower gel, shampoo, mouthwash, toothbrush, and toothpaste. I also bought a small gym bag to keep that stuff in. When I went in the shower, I pissed in all my old stuff. Payback is a bit. As I was watching as it turns out he has more than one girlfriend. I followed him, keeping track of every woman he was messing with. I took pictures of them kissing and hugging, making out. Aren't today's cell phones great with their cameras? I have 2 weeks left to get everything together. Second story. I went to the lawyer's office. I explained to her what was going on. I also handed her a flash drive with the videos I had of Rhonda and John. Jenny watched some of it. She was disgusted of what he did to my toothbrush and at how they both laughed about it. I told her that I had found out that he was dating other married women also. I told her I had video of him with them. I called the other husbands and had them meet us at a restaurant in 5 days. I didn't tell them why. I told her I might have more clients for her. I left and went back to follow John. I found out that he had a motel room that he was renting that he would bring these women to. I bought 2 more spy cameras. I dressed up like a repairman and got the chambermaid Kelly to let me in. I paid her $500. I also told her why I was doing what I was doing. She told to me that she was divorced because of a cheating husband and had wished someone had done for her what I was doing for the other husbands. I told her that I would need to get back into the room to remove the camera after I was done in a few days. She said it would be no problem. I had set one camera on the inside and facing the bed, and I moved the curtains so that I could place one camera on the outside of the window looking in so that the videos would be allowed in court. I found out that one of the women he was fucking was his boss's wife. I copied all the videos on flash drives. I went to the doctor's office and got tested for STDs. It ended up being negative. 5 days later, Monday, at the restaurant, all the husbands showed up with no idea why they were there. My lawyer Jenny introduced me and herself. I handed each husband a flash drive with videos of their wives getting effed by John. I also gave them all the information about John. I told them that Friday is when I am having my wife and John served. Also, it is the 30th. Saturday is the 31st and end of the month. I told them everything I had done to get ready to divorce so they could do similar. My lawyer Jenny asked me how I was doing. She thanked me for the new clients. All 5 of the other husbands took Jenny as their lawyer also. Jenny asked me what I had been doing about John and my toothbrush. I asked her if she was sure she wanted to know. She said yes. I told her I had been pissing in the shower gel and the shampoo. As for the toothpaste, she didn't want to know. She just laughed. I gave her all new flash drives to help with the other cases. I called Kelly, the chambermaid, so that I could remove the cameras. I also asked her if she would like to go out to dinner set. She said yes. I called Pete for Friday afternoon. He told me no problem. I have been staying away from Rhonda. We haven't had a sex since I found out she was cheating. I don't even think she noticed. I called and made an all-day spa appointment for her for Friday to say I was sorry. She was really happy. She called Assel and told him she was going to be busy Friday. He was not happy. Update: I had put in for another day off for Friday. Friday morning, Rhonda was all excited and left for her appointment. I called Pete and he showed up with the guys in truck. We went to work cleaning out my stuff. We had all my stuff packed in 2 hours. They went into the bathroom to get the stuff and I told them not to touch it. By this time, Rhonda was served at the spa and John was served at now his ex-job. All the wives were served at the same time. John was found in his motel room, beaten up. Rhonda was pissed when she got home and found out that I had disappeared and that John had been F around on her too. Rhonda had to move in with her parents. Just as her lawyer thought he had found me at work, I started my job as a long-haul truck driver. My lawyer Jenny had my power of attorney to get my divorce done. Rhonda was fighting the divorce, but ended up giving up. 6 months later, I was free. John walks with a permanent limp and has lost his nuts. For a while, it seemed like every other month something was broken on him. I feel so bad for him. Yeah, right. I guess all the cheating wives were divorced. One guy did this to everyone. Third story. 5 years after the divorce, I was sitting in a restaurant and someone tapped me on the shoulder. It was Rhonda. She looked like she had aged 10 years. She asked if she could sit down for a few minutes and talk to me. I pointed to the chair and said, please. Rhonda teared up and said she was so sorry for what she had done to me. You could have blown me over with a feather. I told her that I had forgiven her years ago. She told me that she had just wanted to get away from her parents and that was why she married me. I asked if she would eat with me and she said yes. I called the waitress back and Rhonda placed her order. We sat and talked for